I have 10 16-year-old Wonder Kids for you today that you can buy for less than £10 million. Some of these have never even featured on the channel before, so stick around to the end, you troublemakers, not to miss any new ones. Do you enjoy these videos, by the way? Because I'm thinking of doing the best 16-year-olds for under £1 million. So if you'd like to see that 500 likes by the weekend, consider it done. Don't forget as well, 20,000 subscribers target for July. If we get that, 3 brand new subscribers will win the giveaway. Now, these are in no particular order. However, the last one has the highest potential out of the whole 10. And each point I will show you what they are like when they are set to their maximum through the pre-game editor, because I know how much you guys love that. So stick around to the end to catch all 10 of these, starting off with a Brazilian winger who goes by the name of Savio. Yes, playing for the Atlético Mineiro under 20s, this 16-year-old Brazilian can play across the front line. He has fantastic attributes at the start of the game, considering he is only 16. And if we go to offer, we have an offer accepted for 9.25 million. So what does he look like when he is set to his maximum potential of 170? Well, as you can see, he is an absolute monster. A lot of greens here, the 15s, 16s and 17s. There are so many. They even have a couple of 18s there, which we can see in the technicals. Technically, this guy is outstanding. He doesn't really have any glaring weaknesses either, and you can probably use him as that inside forward on the left-hand side to be one of the best players in the world. Yes, he only has 11 finishing and he only has 9 strength. Those are really his only 2 weaknesses in what is probably one of the best wingers on the game. 16 years of age, less than £10 million. Let me know down in the comments, by the way, if there's any certain categories you also like me to cover in the future, like unknown Wonder Kids, for example. We haven't done that yet. Or any price ranges you'd also like to see, like the £1 million one, as we look at our next player, Taiyo Adaramalola. Yes, this guy, Adaramalola. That's probably the best I'm going to get that. I'm very sorry, Taiyo. He's probably watching the video. 16-year-old Irishman playing for Crystal Palace under 18s. He is a left back or a wing back. At the start, he doesn't look too fantastic. However, at the start of the game, you can buy this player for 625k. He has the potential range of 170, and when he hits that, he is a very well-rounded defender. Going forward on attack is probably his biggest strength. He has good physical attributes and decent dribbling and crossing. Defensively, he's not the best, but he's still very capable of doing good things. He has fantastic decision makings and concentration here as he's set to his maximum. He's 6'1", he's Irish, he's less than £1 million. It's worth picking him up just to see this, because you can probably sell him on for a lot more if you find a better left back in your game. Following on from that, we have a winger on the left-hand side or a striker. Either he can play natural. It's the 16-year-old Ernest Poku, who you can find in the AZ under 18s. Now, as a first glance, yes, he has great pace. He has some decent attributes in the mental department, but he's not all that, is he? However, he also has a potential range of 170, and you can pick him up for, again, less than £1 million. Maybe I should have saved these players for the £1 million video, but when he is set to his maximum of 170, he looks like this. An absolute explosive striker, 19 acceleration, 18 pace, fantastic mental attributes for any role on the left hand side or up front. He does have some weaknesses if you were to play him up top. He does have only 14 finishing, and you may also consider the 13 passing and 11 crossing a weakness, being that he could be a winger. I don't really see that as too much of a problem. He is either-footed as well, which is so important. If you wanted to retrain him on the right-hand side, you could if you wanted to. He has good player traits at the start. Give him better ones to add on to this, and he will be a world beater, I'm sure of it. Now, before we continue on with the players, let's talk about today's sponsor, Skillshare. Now, Skillshare is the go-to online learning community, in my humble opinion, with thousands of classes in many different topics. So there is always going to be a class that may pique your interest. You can explore the world of animation, film and video, graphic design, and many more. I'm currently watching the YouTube success by Marcus Brownlee on how he scripts, shoots and edits his videos for the channel he's managed to grow to 14 million subscribers. And I'm already learning so much that I can implement into my videos to make them better for you going forward. There are no ads, meaning you can stay focused throughout, and Skillshare has even given me an offer for the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description to get a free trial for yourself of the premium membership so you can explore your creativity. So do not miss out on that amazing offer, and thank you once again to Skillshare. Now, the next player on the list has featured quite a lot recently, and that is Wilfred Nontil. The 170 potential range striker has featured quite often because he's just that good and he is that cheap. Playing for the Zurich under-18s, he already has the pace and physicality to be an amazing player going forward. Pairing that with the fact that he is only 900k, and when he is set to his maximum, he is one of the best explosive strikers you'll ever see on Football Manager. 20 acceleration and pace. He has the attributes to be an amazing striker with 17 finishing. He has great off the ball anticipation, composure, technique. Put some decent player traits on this player and he will just bag you so many goals. He's so worth £1 million. It's absolutely unbelievable. Do not ever forget to pick up Wilfred Nontil at the start of any saves. I promise you, you will not regret it. Another player and another Englishman on the list that we haven't actually featured on the channel before, it's Alfie Devine. Now, this guy's actually mugged me off because he's only 15 years old at this point, but he's about to turn 16. We'll let him into the category because he is just that good as well. 170 potential range. You can find him playing for the Spurs youth team. And what a player this guy is. Yet again, if you give him an offer for less than £1 million, it will be accepted. Here is £1 million being accepted. And when he is set to his maximum, we have an unbelievable centre midfielder. A player that can play through the spine of the midfield in DM, centre mid, or even the attacking midfielder role. He can basically bend to whatever role you wish to put him in, because he has that fantastic attacking set of attributes, the dribbling, the first touch, even with 14 finishing here, mixed with some great tackling, passing, long shots are amazing, his mental attributes are fantastic, and even his physicals. There are lots of 15s, there's only 2 there that are only 14. The rest of him is just unbelievable. Yet again, there is no reason why you wouldn't pick this guy up for £1 million at the start of the game when he develops just like this. Following on from that man, we have the Turkish player who a lot of people have been talking about. He can play in an attacking midfield role or the centre midfield role in Burak Ince. Now, this guy you can find at Altın Ordu, who I believe are in the 2nd division of the Turkish league format, and this guy is also amazing at 170 potential range. You can pick him up at the start of the game for £2.1 million at a friendly if you really wanted to play them, and the 16-year-old sensation turns into a technical mastermind when set to his maximum. How good does this guy look? He has 20 techniques, by the way, with 19 free kick takings, meaning that he is going to be your set piece taker. Some unbelievable technical attributes mixed with some really good mentals and physicals. This guy is phenomenal. Left-footed player, cultured attacking midfielder, tries killables often, which is one of my favorite player traits to give a player just like this in the attacking midfielder role who is going to create you so many chances. Burak Ince is probably the biggest player that we have not done a Wonderkid spotlight on, that we definitely should have done a Wonderkid spotlight on. He is amazing, 16 years old. You can pick him up in your game for £2 million and you just, look at him. I wish I picked him up. I really do. I should have picked him up during my youth to gold. Twitch.tv/MegaLukeGaming. We follow on from that with a Barcelona. La Masia graduate in Elias Akomak. And this guy, I mean, for some reason, even though he looks this good as a 16-year-old, Barcelona have a 5.5 million release clause in his contract, meaning that you can just literally offer him that. They have to accept it at the start of the game. And when he's set to his maximum, again, of 170, you are getting one of the world's best wingers on the game in a few years' time. Some unbelievable attributes that you can find on this guy who can play in behind the striker or as this winger. He's left-footed, so inverted winger or inside forward is best suited. I'd play him in this role, the inside forward, because what he can potentially do with those physicalities and the dribbling, finishing of first touch that he has, cutting inside, 15 long shots, great technique. He's going to be so dangerous. Some really good player traits as well, considering he starts off the game as a 16-year-old. He has some great player traits. I mean, this guy's amazing. Barcelona let him go for so cheap. £5.5 million. Snatch him, steal him, take him to your club. He's going to be class for you. Now, in the past, a lot of people have complained on these type of lists that I'm too attacking minded, I don't have enough defenders. Well, this one, we've already had one left back. Now we have a player who can play across the back three in Namdi Collins. He is a German player playing for Borussia Dortmund. And yes, again, he has a potential range of 170. He also can be approached to sign, but you will spend way too much more money because £1 million is all you need to offer for it to be accepted. And when he is set to his maximum, he is actually one of the most impressive defenders that you will see on the game. A ball playing defender as well, because if you have 14 passing and 18 vision, I mean, yes, and he has acceleration of pace of 19 and 18. He's an explosive centre back, and I very rarely see that as a mere description. Two glaring weaknesses, in my opinion. One is the strength of 11. I personally like them to be slightly more stronger than that. One is the leadership, and that obviously depends on what you consider to be your positions where you'd want your leadership players to be. Personally, I like my centre-backs to have good leadership, but to be honest, if somebody gave me this player, I'd still probably play him over any centre-backs that I would be using because he's just that good as a ball-playing defender. 17 first touch. Mixing with that vision and that pass and 17 first touch, he's going to be really good on the ball. He brings the ball out of defense. He's going to be starting attack. So for an elite team, this guy's amazing in my opinion. Have you picked him up? I bet you have. Let me know. We have another defender next though. And that man is Thierry Small. Again, somebody who's born on the 1st of August, so he is 15 at the very start of the game, but once you really skip on a couple of weeks, he is then 16, so he counts. This guy you can find in Everton's youth team. We've done an amazing WonderKid spotlight on him, and the link for that is down in the description or at the end of the video. And if you take a look, we can buy him for 525k. But what does that get you in a player? Well, what it brings you is one of the best, well-rounded left backs or full backs that you can possibly find on the game. Now, there are some differences that you will see from every video that we have shown Thierry Small because he doesn't have any fixed attributes, but mainly he has great physicals and great technical attributes. This time round, mentally, he's phenomenal. 17 composure, decision makings, really good going forward as well as that 16 positioning. So when you have that passing of 15, the marking of 9 is quite worrying to be honest, but 17 heading as well. This guy is an amazing defender. If you want to play a more defensive role, you don't have to maybe switch him out and have a more defensive fullback. This guy can do both of the businesses for you, whether you're playing against a strong team or a weaker team. If you want to attack someone, this guy's going to be amazing for you. But defensively, he can still do a job, and he can do it very well, in my opinion, Thierry Small. But we have one person left on this list, and he has the highest potential range of 180. And we're staying yet again in England. And people who have been around the channel for a long time are probably not surprised to see that it's Dane Scarlett. This Englishman, he's 16 years old, playing for the Spurs under 18s with Alfie Devine, who was earlier in the video, has a potential range of 180, meaning he is the best player on this list. But the fact that you can pick this guy up for 900k at the start of the game is baffling to me. And that is because he is Harry Kane types of level of player, with just some differences in the fact that he is a lot quicker than Harry Kane. Maybe Harry Kane's better creatively with better passing and vision than Dane Scarlett, but if you're looking for that advanced forward, I mean, Tottenham, if you're going to get rid of Harry Kane, then maybe put your eggs in the Troy Parrott and Dane Scarlett basket for the future, because this guy is amazing. 18 finishing, great composure, 16 off the board. This guy's phenomenal player when he is set to 180. You're looking at one of the best strikers in the world, and he costs less than £1 million. He might be on the £1 million list too. So remember, 500 likes and we will bring that players for under £1 million to you. Check out Skillshare in the description, and thank you once again for sponsoring the video. Hit your free trial, hit that subscribe button as well for the giveaway, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.